Hello, we're at Tyrone the God 3 here. Yes, I am back. I am back on my channel. I have moved in. I'm in my first apartment. I moved in. I'm all by myself, which means I have a lot more time to devote to my YouTube channel and focus more on the content. So if I'm not at work, I am working on stuff for the YouTube channel. I told you guys, starting around this week, I'm going to try to work on a lot of things with the YouTube channel. And it's good to see that everything worked out smooth with me moving in. All my stuff came in properly and all of that. But enough about my personal life. I'm here to give you all the review of Dragon Ball Super, episode 84. This episode is titled Son Goku the Recruiter Invites Krillin at number 18. Man, this episode, and I want to say gradually Super is getting better. Like, I gotta say, it's getting really good. I think I'm gonna make a separate discussion video focusing more on what I mean by that sentence specifically, but overall, Dragon Ball Super has really been looking up lately, to me personally, and just, like, this episode is proof of that. Now, I went into this episode knowing that Krillin, this was an episode focused on Krillin, which is why I kind of wish they would have waited a while to come back to this one, or to come to this one, because Krillin already had a development episode during the, the 9 Weeks of Peace arc? Yeah, the 9 Weeks of Peace arc. So, just to see that Krillin's getting focused on him almost immediately after that episode, or not so far off from that episode, is kind of odd to me, but this episode did a really great job in developing Krillin even further. Granted, all of the Z Warriors, with the exception of Goku and Vegeta, need more development in this show, so it wasn't a surprise to me that this episode did good developing Krillin, but it far exceeded my expectations, and I gotta say that I was really proud of this episode for that. So, we go into this episode, Goku goes to Krillin's house to invite Krillin to compete in the World Martial Arts Tournament. And at that point, Krillin is still pondering over it, but then he also invites Android 18, and Goku uses lying persuasion in order to bring Android 18 on by saying that the winner gets 10 million zenny. So Android 18's persuaded, but Goku's going to have to somehow find a way to get 10 million yen. He's probably going to use the money that Mr. Satan gave him at the beginning of Dragon Ball Super. That's the only way I can think of. Either that or Android 18 is just going to be mad at Goku for the rest of the series as a running arc or as a running gag or something. I don't know. But regardless, or Mr. Satan might just cover him. But it's funny to see Goku in the exact same position as Mr. Satan, just because, yeah, it's just funny. You never would expect Goku to do that. Like, his web of lies is extending now. But because of that, they're getting in the tournament. They're invited to the tournament, and they both do agree to do it. But Gohan is having second thoughts about Krillin being in the tournament, which, honestly, I'm kind of weirded out about. That Gohan doesn't have much faith in Krillin, considering that they fought together a lot. Yeah, Gohan and Goku and the others, mostly Saiyan characters, have long since surpassed Krillin. But I guess since Goku had already trained with Krillin during the 9 Weeks of Peace arc, he sort of just knows that Krillin will be okay. Gohan still needs some convincing, and I guess because the stakes are so high here now, Gohan doesn't want to risk it. But again, what other fighters can they really pick? Anyway, the ending result of this is that Gohan ends up fighting Krillin, and they end up fighting on tournament rules this time. And I actually really do like the tournament rules were implemented in, because I knew the difference between power in terms of Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, and then the rest of the fighters. I knew how wide the margin was in terms of the gap. But Krillin brought up a good point in this episode that I didn't even stop to take the chance to think about. There are martial arts tournament rules, which means more of the weaker fighters will probably be going for an out-of-bounds thing. And it's a battle royale, so you can tag members. Plus, also, there's no killing allowed, so characters have to intentionally hold back some of their power. They can't use all of their power on certain opponents. So, for example, if Hit fights Krillin, Hit has to lower his power significantly to match with Krillin, because if Hit uses his full power, or even the power that he used when fighting Goku, he'll end up killing Krillin. So they have to fight on even terms. So it's more or less the smartest fighter wins, not the strongest. And Krillin demonstrates that by using his new move known as the 100 Solar Flare, or Solar Flare times 100. Now, I am weirded out that this is Krillin's new move and not like the expanding or scattered Kamehameha or expanding shot or an after image advanced technique or some super destructo disc or something, because those are Krillin's moves. Solar Flare is Tien's move, but I guess in this way Krillin has made the Solar Flare his own. Like, I'm not really going to question it, because the Z Warriors do have a habit of sharing each other's attacks. That's been a thing that's been happening for, hell, since Dragon Ball. So, I'm not too upset or weirded out by it. But long story short, it's a Solar Flare that's super powerful. I think it's pretty cool. Hopefully his partners aren't around when this happens, though. Otherwise, they'll end up getting blinded as well. So Krillin has to use it very wisely. Plus, 18 said it's a one-time deal, and he needs to recharge afterwards. So, yeah, there you go. So it takes Gohan by surprise, and Gohan gets out of bounds and loses. So, yeah, one victory for Krillin. Then Goku gets excited, and he wants to fight Krillin, and those two end up brawling it out. And Krillin's actually doing a damn good job. He's using, like, these distraction destructo discs, and he even laid a fourth one down to make a pothole so that Goku could fall in for an out of bounds. And, yeah, Krillin's doing some real work here. And Goku finally powers up the Super Saiyan Blue, and they have a beam struggle. Now, obviously, Krillin was going to lose his beam struggle, but 18 comes in and interrupts it, and the two agree to fight together. Now, I'm certain Goku can beat Android 18 and Krillin even if they work together. However, with Krillin's tactical planning and Android 18's power and ability to not run out of energy, I think they would actually stand a pretty good chance against Goku, to be 100% honest. I don't think they would beat him, but they would give him a run for his money. And with that said, Goku says a line that honestly I think is the best line he said in all of Super so far. I have to learn a lot too. Yes, Goku's character is actually getting legitimately developed now. Like, we're actually getting the chance to have Goku grow as a character and learn more about humanity, which is something that hasn't been done in so long, and he realizes this by seeing Krillin and Android 18 work together as a team and as a couple. So honestly, I gotta say this as well, because Goku's already known how to use teamwork to his advantage. He's fought with the Z Warrior several times, but he prefers not to use teamwork because he likes fighting one-on-one for sport. But here, knowing what type of tournament this is and knowing what lives are at stake, I think Goku actually had a realization of what he's getting in terms of this huge Battle Royale tournament. So with that said, Goku learns a lot, Krillin develops obviously, Android 18 is in the tournament, and Gohan states that he has a lot to learn too. So it's a lot of learning between all of these characters, which I really do like. After that point, Android 18 and Goku end up talking about Android 17. Android 18 says that she got a phone call from him, but we got to go look for him. So Goku's going to use the Kais in order to go find Android 17. Or use Dende, probably use Dende to go look for 17. So that's that's good development on all those characters' parts. I really enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed the fight. I loved Goku and Krillin's fight. It looked beautiful. And I love the rain and just and I love the callback to them doing the dab fist. See, this is how you do callbacks to Dragon Ball while still being subtle, and they did that here. They didn't have to point it out very viciously. It was just boom, one moment and it was over. So yeah, really great callbacks, really great development. All of the characters were used very effectively here. This episode was good for Krillin. This was a good development episode for Krillin and 18. The next episode is 85. The universe begins to make their move, their individual motives. With that said, everybody, I'll see you all then. Tyrone the Guy 3 out.